Hey, what's going on, people? This is Arthur Tenchi, and I am back for another TMNT Rant Rave review for this week's episode entitled Of Rats and Men. So, it starts out with Casey, April, and Irma just chilling, talking, going about the town, right? And Casey's a little miffed that Irma's around because she's like, "Why are you here on our date?" Right? And April's like, "This is not a, what made you think this was a date, Casey?" After this, they come across this rat that's getting chased by this stray cat. Irma starts to talk about how rats are similar to humans and things of that nature, and it kind of made me laugh because I'm like, oh man, they made her like they gave her more of a nerdy, outgoing personality. I have to say, I'm really digging it. So they leave Irma behind, so to speak, and then they go to see the turtles to find this cat a home, to ask them if they can take care of the cat. Meanwhile, the turtles are in a training exercise with Master Splinter. Master Splinter uses a blindfold to teach the turtles how to use their other senses, other than sight, to help them while they're in battle. And it's an interesting lesson, and it really does play. It does really play off the rest of this episode, where we see the return of the Rat King. Now, at first we only see like quick visions flash into Splinter's head, and it gives him a crazy headache. He goes to meditate, and he's basically having an internal battle with the Rat King in voice form, and it's similar to the episode that established the Rat King's character in last season. It's very cool that they brought the Rat King back, and they brought him back full force because he's taken over the city. Okay, just like last time where he's learning how to control his powers. Now he's come back even more powerful. He's got mutant rats at his disposal. Because remember, he's also a scientist and a mad genius. So he has mutant rats at his disposal. The entire rat population, people are going nuts. Just utter chaos around New York. And the Turtles have to go and try and stop this, as well as try and keep Splinter from going nuts. Because at one point, when he goes to get some ice, he goes off on Michelangelo for telling him no. And, the Rat King is still controlling him at this point. So it gets really crazy really fast. Now, Ice Cream Kitty. I still don't understand it, but it's played by, I believe, the one voicing Ice Cream Kitty is Kevin Eastman, one of the original creators of the Turtles. So big ups to that. And it's odd. The whole, okay, yeah, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I know. Okay, it centers around odd. You'd think I'd be okay with a mutant kitten, but explain to me why it's mutated with ice cream? I don't know, maybe it's for comic relief. Because when you see this thing mutate, thanks to Michelangelo just going to town on some ice cream in the middle of Donatello's laboratory while he's trying to experiment with retro mutagen, the cat licks the ice cream, licks the retro mutagen, melts, and reemerges as Ice Cream Kitty. And he's still cold. He's still like ice cream. He's living ice cream. And the only person that sees this is Mikey. So he tries to hide it. Puts it in the freezer. And when Master Splinter goes to get some ice, he does not want him to see Ice Cream Kitty yet. So that's where that all comes from. But I'm like, where did the idea for Ice Cream Kitty come from? Who wrote that? Thank you, but who wrote it? So anyway, it turns out that the Rat King has been experimenting with with some mutagen of his own, and he's figured out a way to turn the rats like huge, like mutated rats, and for him to for them to do his will. Now his whole thing is to create an army of human rat soldiers, and it's interesting. He does all the tropes that every evildoer does. He, has some sort of lab, some sort of some sort of accident happened to him, which is how we got into that. Like he was scorned somehow. He's a genius, or in some cases just thinks he is, but in this case he's a total genius. And he re-engineered some sort of mutating serum, and it's interesting because he tells the victims that he captured, that include Irma and a few random people around the city, what's going on. The Turtles are on a mission to try and save these people, and while they're on a mission, before Casey gets captured, we see his bike. Now, I'm just gonna bring this up for just because I want to know who is souping his bike up with this stuff. I mean, yeah, it's normal stuff you could find in a house, but seriously, Casey, Casey does not seem like the I like school type, but everybody has something about school that they like. I guess his thing is he likes to tinker with things, because look at his bike. He's got a freaking makeshift flamethrower on it. He could, he could ask Donatello to do it, but they're kind of romantic rivals right now, so. But anyway, in this episode we see a lot of action, a lot of rats. This is not for the people that hate rats, for the squeamish. You do not want to see this episode. I'm going to tell you that right now. You do not want to see this episode if you do not like rodents, because the animation got really good on this episode, and the rats, even though you can tell they're still computer generated rats, look freaky enough. So this whole episode centers mostly around Splinter and his internal conflict, thanks to the Rat King. But it also makes me think: is it possible that Donatello could take the formula that the Rat King has developed for this serum, for this mutating serum, and re-engineer it to use in his retromutagen to basically reverse the mutation? Possible. We don't know. We see everybody has a part in this. Casey, April, everybody. Casey, April, the Turtles, Splinter. Everybody's out on the field in this mission to save these people, to defeat the Rat King. Everybody plays a part. So it was great to see that. We get to see more people. We get to see a nice high-speed chase. Of course, selling more toys, obviously. And it's just altogether, I have to say, a pretty good episode. The Rat King is actually one of my favorite villains this time around. I'd have to go with the Rat King, Karai, and the Shredder last. At least, as my favorite. As the most brutal villain, I'd have to probably go with Shredder. But what do you guys think of this episode? What do you think of this development with the Rat King? What do you think is gonna happen with Splinter after this ordeal? I mean, he's gone through a lot. And what do you think of the fact that everybody had a part in this? Everybody played a part in this. It was just awesome to see. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of Kevin Eastman voicing doing a voice, even though it was for a mutated cat. I mean, what do you think of Ice Cream Kitty? Do you think Ice Cream Kitty is going to come back? Ice Cream Kitty even played a part in this. Do you want to see more of Ice Cream Kitty? Or is it just like a once or twice thing? I don't know. Comment below and let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and never be normal.